Good evening. Welcome to Ubuntu channel, and my name is Chaza right here to be with you on Meet Your Leaders. I'll not be alone, but my co-host Lance is right here with us. Lance, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza. Thank you so much. Good evening to our viewers as well. And looking forward to having a great deliberation on a Wednesday like this. How's been your day?
My day has been okay. How's been yours?
Well, it's been pretty hectic, hot, and Lusaka has been wet for a while, but back to the hotness.
How much weight has it been in Lusaka?
Well, just a little bit wet. Though twamene tujache tumvura malaiti noenda, imagine.
Okay, it's been a little bit also weight on the copper belt. But we hope the rains will definitely come, real rains.
Definitely, they will come, and since that's my weather of born, that's when I was born in this beautiful weather of the rains. So looking forward to it and just appreciating it as it is.
All right, tonight we'll be looking at, the impact. The question is, do women and youths have any impact in the political leadership? And I'll be hosting a lady who will be actually representing, both the women folk and also the youths to actually, answer this question as regards, the impact. Do they have any impact? What is happening as regards leadership, in terms of youth and women in our country?
Yeah, it's very interesting, and I think I look forward, especially that our guest is female. I look forward to getting the knowledge and as well as engaging our guest, as well as also our viewers, engaging them to see on how they understand our topic of discussion for this evening, looking at the fact that it borders on matters that matter the most to them, issues of the youths and the young women or the women. What kind of an impact do they have in political leadership? So looking forward to that, and so many questions to really ask our guest, as well as not forgetting to engage the public. Looking forward to that, Chaza.
Brilliant. And our guest is right here in the studio with us. She goes by the name Landa Sodala Mulima, also known as Gender One, representing both the youths and also the women folk as we get to delve into the topic of the day. Do women and youths have any impact in political leadership? Madam Sodala, or rather Gender One, good evening and welcome to the program.
Evening, Chaza, and evening, Lance. Thank you so much, and thank you for the question.
Beautiful. First of all, would like to find out from you, because I may be limited in giving information about you. You are the best person that can actually, tell us about yourself. Who is, Landa or Gender One?
Okay, thank you so much, Chaza. Landa, Gender One. She's the Vice Youth Chairperson Gender for Kabwata Constituency. I was elected during intra-party elections. That was in 2018. From there, 2019, we had another intra-party, which we held just recently. I'm sure you are aware of that. I retained the position of Vice Youth Chairperson Gender in the UPND, the ruling UPND, under the able leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema. Yeah.
Okay, coming back to the topic of the day, you are a lady and you are in leadership, and would like to find out, from you, do you have, impact as women as regards, political leadership in the country? And also the youths, do they have any impact as regards, leadership, political wise?
Thank you, Chaza. Yeah, we have a very big impact, yes. That is evident from the ECZ, the past report from the voter turnout that was in 2021 as we are voting for the general elections. I'm sure you saw the turnout of youths and women. They came out in numbers, they registered, and they voted in numbers. And I'm sure you both and Lance are aware that when youths want something and they will achieve that if they come in numbers. I'm sure that happened in 2021 elections. That's the evidence from the ECZ report, and that should be commended.
Is it enough for the youths and women to only participate in such a manner, ushering leaders into leadership and not actually partaking of the leadership itself?
It's not enough. In as much as they are ushering leaders, they are supposed also to be at least given some positions or deliberate positions that they can at least represent the other youths.
How
So I'm
how
sure
how
deliberate positions.
how should it be done? How can youths, women be incorporated into the mainstream politics? What could be the methodology of having youths and women into the mainstream?
I think deliberate positions should be made just for youths. If it means voted for positions, those should be just for youths. And yeah, they should just put deliberate positions. If it's voted for or appointed, those are supposed to be just for youths. I think that can help out other than just ushering leaders, but without participating in the national cake.
Why is it important for the youths and women to take up leadership positions, political?
Because youths and women are the majority in the country. I will give an example, the same example that I gave from my preamble. That's evidence from the ECZ report. I'm sure you saw the turnout from the report from ECZ. The people that voted in numbers were youths and women. So I think it's imperative that also even the youths and women are given deliberate positions so that at least they are also participating and they have a presentation in positions. Yes.
There's been a saying that a woman's place is the kitchen, and youths are not serious people. They don't deserve to be given, serious leadership positions. Do you agree with this statement?
I don't accept with that statement, Chaza. That's just culture. For me, that one it doesn't stand, doesn't work.
Are you not only arguing to only side with the women, being a woman, and also as a woman having a motherly heart, siding with the youth? Why do you say that it's just a culture? What is there in terms of proof? Do we have any women that are supposed to be looked up to, and also the youths that have succeeded when given or charged with the responsibility of taking up leadership positions?
Yes, of course, Chaza. I'll give you an example of the person that we are looking up to. That's the Vice President, President Mutalena Rumango. I think she's the best role model that we have so far as women. And come to the Speaker of the National Assembly, that's Nelly Muti. She's also a lady. And also the Deputy Speaker, that is Attracted Sangano. She's a lady, and she's represented the ladies. And it's a success you are able to see. And also come to the issue of youths. I'll give an example of the council chair for Kakiwe, that's Wumba Malambo. I'm sure you've seen and you've read about her. You've seen some of the good works that she's doing. Before even having 35 years, she's done a lot in her constituency. That's evident enough that youths also need to be given a platform to participate.
As a woman, leader, what have you done so that we can see, or we can ignite participation from the women folk and also participation from the youth? What are you doing as a political leader yourself?
So one, for starters, I represented them in Germany just recently. I represented them, I was invited to a conference that's on the youth side, that's the Youth Leadership Development Program. So I represented them with the theme of strengthening democracies towards resilient institutions in the G7 and Africa. So that's the first one. The second one, I'm representing my youth in my constituency, which is Kabwata constituency. I'm advocating for them. Yeah, I'm advocating for them and also representing them in positions where they cannot represent themselves.
How much impact do you have, especially where you are making, that representation in your constituency? Yes, you are representing them. How much impact have you made?
I have made a very big impact. I'm sure if you were just to type my name, you'll be able to see everything that I'm doing. I have also represented the youths in a program called YOWO, which is Young Women in Politics under Center for Young Leaders in Africa. So I'm representing my constituents from there. When I acquire the knowledge that I'm acquiring at YOWO, I'm sharing with my colleagues. And also they have also benefited in the same program because Sila had given us a mini project, the project whereby some youths from my constituents have also benefited because we called them, we had a workshop with them, we had a training, a one-day training. So from there, I'm sure you are able to see the impact.
In our country, there's been an outcry from, especially the youths and also the women that, during campaigns and the like, there's so much that is being promised to them. But, when parties are ushered into office, they are abandoned. It's like they are being used like tissue paper and thrown away just like that. And right now, youths are actually crying to say, before the UPND got into office, there were lots of promises, but right now they've been abandoned. What do you say about that?
Okay, thank you so much, Chaza. I don't believe in a notion of ushering a government into power and considering that as being used as a tissue. No, I don't accept that. When you are ushering a government into power, it's not that they owe you something or you want something. You are doing it for yourself and for everyone in the country. So you just have to trust the process. It's not everyone who is going to be given everything at once.
So as a party, in government, do you think the government is providing, an environment, an enabling environment as regards, youth participation and also women participation in political leadership?
Yes, of course.
Why do you say so?
I'm sure that one is evident from the youth Indaba, the recent youth Indaba that was there. There is a platform also for youths where you are supposed to discuss your matters with the leaders on the higher positions, which is the
there's been some proposition as regards the legal framework, we've seen some propositions that are being made, by government, and one of them, critical right now, is the NAPSA Act. There are these, propositions that have been made to actually amend the law, and partial withdrawal of contributions, and so on and so forth. As a woman and also as a representative for the youth, are you happy, or what is your say as regards these changes? NAPSA Act.
Oh, well, Chaza, on that one, I think I wouldn't comment. I wouldn't say something because that is in the pipeline, and I think I'll be abrogating the whole process.
Is that so? Is there any harm in actually viewing out, your standpoint to say, especially that right now it's in common parlance that, the proposition says 20%, would be withdrawn from the contributions towards pension after, servicing or contributing for a given number of, months. And some people are saying 20% is too meager, an amount to be withdrawn.
Just like I said from my inception, on that one, I won't comment much. Yeah, I'll be abrogating some rules, or maybe, yes, it's not in my jurisdiction.
Okay, we'll actually, respect, that right that you do hold. At this point in time, I'll invite my co-host to come in and also ask a couple of questions as we get to invite the public on the other side.
Thank you so much, Chaza, and thank you so much to our guest. Landa, let me come to the political side of you. You are coming through from the ruling United Party for National Development. And when getting into power as the UPND, President Hakainde Hichilema, then in opposition, signed, I would call it a memorandum of understanding with the youths of Zambia to say that the youths will come first, and obviously they will be thought of in terms of either employment or engaging them into governance and leadership position. This is a year plus, or a year after UPND forming government. So far, the cry that's out there is that the youths have still been neglected. And if you look at even the composition of cabinet, you find that there's only about 2 to 5% representation of the youths in cabinet. Do you think this is because you, the youths and the young women, are not putting up yourselves for leadership, or putting yourselves in strategic points for leadership? Or this is a deliberate move that we already know of politicians to say they only use you and leave you hanging at the end of the day?
Thank you so much, Lance. I'll draw you back again. I don't accept the issue of you being used as a ladder. Yeah. So I will start. For starters, I'll say it's not that there are there are few youths in parliament. Many are times that we are given opportunities to apply for offices, like aspiring as maybe a councillor, as an MP. Many are times that we run away from those positions. I'll give you an example. I was an aspirant in Chilenje, that's Chilenje Ward 8. So I started aspiring, that was last year, but I did not file in. It's not that I was refused to file in. It was, I made a decision, and that should stand. And I was the only female aspirant that was aspiring in Kabwata constituency. The whole constituency, we have 5 wards. And it was just me and me alone in the side of female. No one was refusing anyone. Anyone was able to come through, declare their interest. No one was refusing. The party was open. It has an open door policy. If you want to vie, if you want to aspire as an MP, as a councillor, you can aspire. No one is going to refuse you. Everyone is free to campaign, to go through the word, talk to the grassroots. No one is refusing. So availability also matters. Is your availability also matters? If you are available, the party is not going to leave you. So I'll give you an example. If I filed in as a councillor last year, by now I was going to be a councillor, because I know and I'm pretty sure that the party was going to adopt me, because being the only female councillor that was aspiring at that time, I was going to be given chance. So in short,
Landa,
availability.
okay, so sorry to cut you short. So here you are confirming to say, you are confirming what these old people say, that youths are not serious, or they do not hold the bull by its horn. When given an opportunity, they do not want to take it. They just want to be dragged into it. So you are confirming to say young people, young women, they are not serious when it comes to taking part into civic leadership and grabbing these opportunities when they come their way. You failed to file in, not because the party did not want you, but it was due to your personal reasons.
Yes. So I'm not saying that they are not serious, or maybe they are what, but I'm just saying availability also matters.
Okay, so let's maybe take it, let's trickle it down to a party level, maybe before we come in on the national level. Most political parties, including the ruling UPND, deliberately, they do not have a policy or policies to give unto the young people leadership positions. Surprisingly, you will find a youth leader of a political party. Namontana 55 years because they are still feeling young, they are still feeling as a youth. When you have youths that are 26 years old and they've shown interest in taking part into civic leadership, but they're not given that opportunity. What do you think should be the way forward in making sure that the environment is made available and ripe for a young person that wants to take part in civic leadership at the political party level?
Okay, just like I said in my preamble, availability also matters. If the party
This
sees
youth
that
is
they are
available.
available,
Mhm.
sorry, what are you saying, Lance?
I'm saying we have people that are available. So a youth or youths have shown interest to take up those leadership roles, but the political party still feels and believes that youths are only stone throwers. They can't be in leadership positions.
Okay, so I think there must be a deliberate policy for youth, just to give them positions, deliberate positions, just like how I said in my previous statement. There must be a deliberate policy to say that, okay, these positions, if it's in parliament, the nomination positions, those positions that the president nominates, maybe to deliberately give one or two youths. And also on the party level, I think maybe starting from the constituencies going to the national level, they should put deliberate positions, not only for the youth movement, but even in the main NMC, that is National Management Committee, they should just put deliberate positions whereby youths are there. Even as they are discussing, youths are represented.
All right, let's take it a little bit on the female side, owing to the fact that you are gender one. Most of the times in these political parties, what we see, if a woman has a position in that party, ni women's group. Tapezeka nje maybe ndiye general secretary or kupezeka kwati national spokesperson, all these positions are given to the men. Why do you think it is so? Is it that you, the women, have not shown an empathy, or you have not shown the zeal to take up these leadership positions? Some pass a competition, Ramona. Is it like that?
No, I think it's because they are scared that they cannot be ruled by a lady. A lady is just supposed to be in the kitchen. I think.
Okay, so but do you
Yeah.
think that a woman is competent enough to take up other leadership roles apart from being a leader for the women's group?
Absolutely, yes. Yes, 100%.
What do you bring on the table? Because most of the times we hear stories that women pakti mufkeko pali level, at least there should be some sexual favors that the male folks attend from the women. What do you bring on the table apart from the allegations that have been there?
So on that one, it goes with the principles. The principles that you've set as a person. I set my principles. I will not give any man my body up until I get married. And that's my principle. No man will change that. So if you stand with your principles, you're going to achieve what you want. So it goes with principles.
All right, let's get back to the youths, since you also still fall under the same bracket of the youths and the young people. You spoke of representing your constituency and probably the youths at large in Germany, and obviously other summits and symposiums that have come through. um, what opportunities lies in for the youths, especially owing to the fact that you are coming from the ruling UPND that preached so much on mobilizing the youths, or that preached so much on making sure that at least the youths will be taken care of once UPND forms government, and it's now in government.
Okay, so I'm sure you are aware President Hakainde Hichilema said that people should form cooperatives. One, people should apply for companies. Those with companies should submit their profiles so that they should be looked at, and they are given what is supposed to be given to them. It doesn't matter whether a person is PF, it doesn't matter whether a person is from NAREP, provided you are a Zambian, you're going to get what belongs to you. So it's not only people from UPND that are benefiting in these cooperatives. Get me clear. If you have a cooperative, it qualifies, it has all the documentations. You have a company, and the profile, the company profile qualifies. It doesn't matter whether you are PF, you qualify. Whether you are UPND, you qualify. So it's cooperatives, companies, and also those who qualify, who've got qualifications, they'll be given works. There is a lot of, I'm sure you are aware, NAPSA is recruiting. Yeah, so all those job opportunities, they are there. People are not applying when it's the 3rd of November, and then they should cry that no, government is not looking after us. When there are positions that need to be applied for at NAPSA, and then just people are just hoping when they see that it's just things to do with application, they don't want to apply. They want to be just given on a silver plate, or maybe to be just dished with money. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, so let's quickly come back to our topic. To our dear viewers, remember that we are discussing, do women and youth have an impact in political leadership? So you can leave your question, you can leave your comment, as well as your expression of view through the comment section, and we'll be glad to read it out loud. Better still, we are sharing with you right now the studio link where you can simply click on it and join us live into the studio, and also ask your question live to our guest by joining us in the studio. Gender one, let me come back to the issues of leadership in the political spheres or sectors. Since time immemorial, it has been believed that the youths, always when they are given an opportunity to lead, it ends in a disaster. What do I mean by that? Youths will start partying when they have those positions. Youths will start showing malice. Youths will almost do everything about their leadership wrong. Is this the truth? Is this the reason why people are not thinking of appointing youths in cabinet, in key strategic leadership positions? Are youths reckless, and are they reckless, and don't they have a vision for what they want?
Well, Lance, no, I don't believe in that one. That notion is misplaced. I say so. Look at Pauline Gabriel, Dr. Pauline. So far, so good. I can say so far, so good. Look at Wumba Malambo, the example that I've been giving. So far, so good. There is one councillor in Kapili that is Proscadnes Mwinga. So far, so good. And she's been retaining the position of a councillor. So far, so good. She's a youth. She's not 40. She's below 35. So far, so good. So I'm sure those can bring to the limelight.
Okay. I feel like you are somehow dodging from the question. You are somehow dodging, because I would really like you to explain, maybe in-depthly, to a listener or a viewer that is watching, what you mean by look at Bumba Malambo. Not everyone follows politics. Not everyone follows the news. Obviously, they would like to know, who is this Bumba Malambo? What has she done so far that she would be a point of recognizance to say she is doing this, and therefore the youths have been given, or has she been given a key leadership position by the government for somebody to point at her and say, hey, I think she was given that position and she is working accordingly? This is what I want you to deal with, because we are looking at youths being disastrous. The reasons that these old people give as a reason why they do not appoint young people is because young people are disastrous. They are playful, they only know how to party, and they do not execute their work. Now, I want you to really explain to a viewer how or why this youth can be given this leadership position and they will still deliver, and take out the notion of a youth is disastrous and playful.
Okay, thank you, Lance. So just like I was saying, I spoke of Pauline Gabriel, that's Dr. Pauline. I think we have also seen what he has done so far at the DMMU. He's working really hard. Wherever we hear that there is a disaster, he's there. We are seeing he's not just drinking or maybe partying. We are following him closely. So the youths or anyone else who is following, you should start following Gabriel's page, so that you see what he's doing. That's evidence enough that youths also can deliver. So again, coming to the notion of youths being reckless, youths are not reckless. When youths are given positions, they work to the fullest, tirelessly. Unless if it's just you've just put someone who is who you know that is, this one is a drunkard, this one is not going anywhere, because when you are appointing someone, you categorically know that this person that I'm appointing, these are the principles. I've seen him or her do this and that. If I put him or her on this position, definitely he or she is not going to disappoint me. Of course, Lance, if you were a president, you can't appoint someone who is someone. Can you appoint someone like you categorically know that this one is a drunkard? Even if you were to give them money, you give them 100,000, they told you that I want to start business. I've stopped drinking beer. You gave them that 100,000. You know that that 100,000 is not going to go anywhere, but it is going to beer.
Another thing, Landa, I believe working with notions and things that have been brought into public domain and they are being used as a yardstick to measure either the success of a young person or how a young person is supposed to conduct themselves when they've been given this leadership role or mantle. One thing that I will bring across or that I will bring to your attention is that they are people that are saying that the youths are their own downfall. What do I mean by this? A youth brings down a fellow youth. So let's say, for example, gender one, you have been appointed in a certain position, leadership position. It will be me, Lance, bringing you down, ridiculing you, and saying all sorts of wrong stuff about gender one. And then at the end of it all, everyone is blanketed in that to say youths are disastrous just because Lance is saying gender one is misbehaving or this and that. Why do you think that the youths are their own downfall? They bring down one another when there is an issue of civic leadership.
Well, Lance, I think it's jealousy. I'll say jealousy. If you say so, you say that youths, some of the youth, not everyone, of course, some of the youth, even as I'm featuring here, someone is somewhere is saying that, have you heard what she's saying? Someone will call me just after this interview. Have you heard what she has said? So no wonder I'm avoiding some of the things that I'm being asked. Yes, I'm dodging because of that. So where I'm able to answer, I'm answering. What is not in my jurisdiction to answer, I'm not answering because I'll be cited and I'll be summoned maybe. So it's jealousy, yes. Jealousy is there amongst us as youths. If I was to be appointed, I think others will say, no, because she's Bali's daughter. No, because she's the gender one. No, because she has done what. People will talk instead of just becoming happy that, okay, a youth has been appointed. Let us all support this person that has been appointed. I'll give you an example. I was in Berlin recently. Some youths were not happy. Others thought that the president took me there. Well, just to bring that to light, the president did not take me to Berlin. It was through my hard work that I went to Berlin. Yes.
Well, on a lighter note, I wasn't happy as your husband. You didn't inform me. Well,
because you were not communicating.
lastly, before I throw it back to the main host, Chaza, also, I would like you to address this issue where a yardstick has been, or let me say a bar has sort of been set by the old people, which they are using to judge the goals or the goods that a young person has achieved. So if you are to be appointed or maybe to be taken into a key strategic leadership position, the old people will come and say, awe, huyu sanafikepo palija ba, huyu sanafikepo palija. Why should it be the old people telling us to say only akafika paja ngepeyanga nkale leader. Why shouldn't we, the youths, be our own judges to say, yes, this youth can lead or this young woman can lead, and let them do so?
Well, I think we also have a very key or important role to play on that one. The way you are carrying yourself also matters. One, I'll say the way you carry yourself also matters. The things that you are doing and just the association or where you are. I don't know how to put it. Like the people that you are found with or your team, they judge from that. Upon seeing if, well, Lance, I give you an example. I'm found with, let's say, who can I give as an example? I'm sure you know that team, a team of, there are those people whereby if I happen to start mingling with those people, I think I can even be hated. I can't even be called gender one, Gali's daughter. It's because of that. Even that matters as well. The team that you associate yourself with. Show me your friends and I will tell you who you are.
Okay, Chaza, back to you. You can take it up.
All right, thank you so much, Lance. And it's been a little bit tensed up. I would now want to have it loosened up, a little bit and take it, personal, because this, program is Meet Your Leaders, and the people out there need to know you, Sodala, Gender One. So I think I want to find out from you, starting from the name itself, Gender One. Why Gender One? Well, what is this name all about? Tell us.
It's because I represent the ladies. So it's a person who represents the ladies in Kabwata constituency.
Okay, I want also to know when you start your political life in leadership. When did you start politics? How did you start politics? Who inspired you?
Well, my dad was also a politician, but before then I was young. He was once a national youth chairman under UNIP. Yes, though he died before when I was too young, but then I still remember that he was a politician as well. I was inspired.
Okay, when were you born, Gender One?
Gender One was born on the 20th of March, 1990.
Okay, we have messages that are coming through. 1990. Tell us a little bit more about your background. Where did you do your primary school, secondary school, tertiary, and so on and so forth? Do we see any traits of leadership as you were growing up? At a tender age, at secondary, tertiary. Tell us more about that.
Okay, so I started my school at Nazilongo, that's in southern province of Zambia. So from there, I went to Namyanga. From Namyanga, I went to Jangale Basic School, where I wrote my grade 9, passed, and went to grade 10 at Kalomo High School. Kalomo High School, I was there for 3 years, that is grade 10, 11, and 12. I was selected as a prefect, house prefect. That was in grade 12. And as well as I was also a monitress in class. So from there, I went to Chibila Bombwe, where I stayed for some time. By then I was also in politics, though I was not very active. I was just a supporter of President Hakainde Hichilema. I've been following him since when I was young at school. We just used to chant with my friends, H, 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 H. Well, at the moment we just see the helicopter, it came once at school. We left the teacher teaching in class and we took off, went to see President Hakainde Hichilema, that was at Kalomo High School. So from there, I went to Zibik, which is now called Zambia College of Pensions and Insurance. I studied insurance from level 1 to level 6. And then I was supposed to do my degree at Unilas, of which I didn't do because the person who used to pay for me, that's the time that he died. So I didn't continue. So I started, I did psychosocial counseling. I didn't want to waste time because I believe that time wasted never gained. So I did psychosocial counseling. I've got 2 certificates. So from there, I saw that, oh, no one is going to pay for me. I did youth leadership development program. I've got a certificate as well in leadership. From there, I went to PIPA, that is Program for Young Politicians in Africa, and graduated in Malawi. That's representing UPND. Then again from there, I didn't just sit. From youth leadership, the first program that I did before PIPA, I was selected to represent, to be the one assisting the youth, which is under Frederick Ebert Stiftung, the first Democratic Republican president, is the one who founded the same organization that I'm attached to. So from there, I think those are some of the, I forgot one. I also represented the youth on FES New York Academy. That's also the Secretary General for UN was also there, part of the team. Yes.
Okay, beautiful. I've seen a couple of messages. Before we continue getting to know you personally, I would like to invite, messages come through and Lance to help me, in reading them.
All right, thank you so much. So this one comes from Chibonta Jule. He says, what's Landa's position as regards CDF in Kabwata? Is there any initiative or project that the UPND party has embarked on that will directly benefit Kabwata women and youth? All right, Chibonta, thank you so much for that message. Let's quickly go to the other one before we get our guest responding to messages and questions that have come through. All right, as we await for that, Gender One, kindly respond to that one.
Okay, so that one, I think it's self-explanatory, just like I said. Each and every person is supposed to involve themselves with a cooperative. So for you to benefit in a CDF, it's either you apply for a grant, you apply as a cooperative or as a company. If she or he has a company, she can apply using her profile. She has to have all the documents ready. Of course, ZRA is supposed to be there. That's the tax clearance. Everything is supposed to be in order. So if one document is missing, then she has to go and get that document ready so that she can get her grant or maybe her loan.
All right. Thank you so much for that response. Just an edge to our dear viewers. We have shared the link with you via the platforms that you are watching us, either Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter. Kindly come through, join us into the studio. We'll be glad to hear from you, as well as read your comments and messages that are coming in. You do so by either leaving a comment on either of the platforms that we are broadcasting on, or better still, join us into the studio. Now, Landa, I know I said last before coming, taking it back to Chaza, but this question of CDF, it brings another perspective, or it brings another issue that speaks volumes. you know, there has been many cries from different people, not only the youths, but different people of different constituencies, saying that they have not seen the CDF money. And we are getting into the fourth quarter. In fact, we are in the fourth quarter of the year. They haven't seen anything of the money. They applied, probably they haven't even been gotten back to if their projects have been approved or not. Why? What do you think is the problem? And as a party, uh, what should be done to make sure that the government is successful in delivering these CDF funds?
Okay, well, Lance, thank you so much. I think I'm also one of the person that applied for CDF. So we are also waiting. We are eagerly waiting. First, we applied and some papers were missing. No wonder I'm emphasizing. If there are papers, there's just one paper that is missing. They have to go and get that paper. We were sent back and we were told to get those papers that were missing. So we had to contribute some money so that we get the paper ready. So we resubmitted. So we are still waiting. So it could be that maybe there is a paper that is missing. They have to ensure that all the documents are in order so that they can be given the grants or maybe the loans. And they are supposed to be.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so I was saying if there are maybe 10, I'm sure a cooperative, you know that it's for 30 people, 30 or more people. There are others who are applying as a cooperative, but they are just maybe 5, they are 10. That's again one of the requirements, which is supposed to be 30. They're supposed to be 30 or more.
Okay. Whoa. Okay, Chaza, lastly, but anyway, last is never last. There's always last but not least. But anyway, lastly, one, on the same issue of CDF, I don't know. I am of the view that, let's say, for example, the same way you and your cooperative came up with whatever project that you came up with. Don't you think it's very important, especially for the young people like you who have applied and hopefully this time around you are successful, you share that template with other people that might think of applying for CDF, let's say in the first quarter of 2023, but for a different project away from yours. At least they just use the mode that you have used, looking at this is the procedure and these are the requirements and everything, so that it becomes easy for people to at least have access to this CDF, unlike leaving it to the central government to start explaining A, B, C, D, E, F, G when they have more than 156 constituencies to attend to.
Yeah, I think it is imperative and very cardinal that we share the documents. It's actually not, they don't refuse sharing, provided you've just altered on top the project that you want to do. If you want to do fish farming or you want to do poultry, you just change. Of course, we are doing poultry and we can't get the one which has fish farming, but meanwhile we are doing poultry. They are going to reject it automatically. So inside you are indicating that you are doing fish farming, and then on top it's written poultry. You forgot to edit because it was just plagiarism. You just got somewhere its way. So I think it's imperative. Those who would want to maybe to have those documents, I don't know if this is the rightful platform to share the number, or you can maybe they can pass through the honorable's office, Honorable Andrew Taengwa's office, and then they can be advised. The doors of Honorable's office are always open for everyone. It doesn't matter which political party you're attached to, the doors are open. It's going to help.
Mm. Chaza, can I continue?
You still have some more. Okay, please go
Looks
ahead.
like Lance has got a lot of things to say.
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh, well, I haven't I haven't have had a chat with Landa in a long time, so this proves to be at
Call
least
me
an
on my phone.
opportunity. Uh, well, don't worry, I'll call you.
But
I
Lance,
know,
But
right?
anyway,
remember, when you are done with those questions, mine is personal. We're still getting back to the personal aspect. We haven't finished business. Please go ahead.
okay. Uh, so, Landa, I would like you to either make clarifications or maybe to put things straight, especially with the young people of Zambia that believe to say the UPND government has sidelined them from almost everything because they feel pressured. They feel like there is really nothing that the UPND government is doing for them. They are not seeing anything. I don't know, put some records straight or make a clarion call before I come to finally my last question. I promise the next question is my last.
Okay, so Lance, the UPND, United Party for National Development, under the able leadership of Hakainde Hichilema, has not sidelined anyone. The president is trying to put everything in order because I'm sure you are all aware that we inherited a rotten coffer. He's trying to put everything in order. You can be appointed on this position as a youth only to find that the person who was on that position stole some money and then you'll be implicated. The president is trying to put everything in order and he has to see to it that where he is putting people, people are not in trouble. So if you are in trouble, it means it's you who created that because he's trying by all means to put everything in order. So youths are not sidelined. Trust President Hakainde Hichilema, trust the process.
Trust the process, very key there. Then lastly, away from the complaints, people complaining or the so-called youths complaining, a positive complaint that I think I have received this week, though it can be seen, but at least so far the positive complaint that I have received is that of the youths accusing President
It appears he's having some,
Lance,
connect problem there. Well,
problem,
as we
yes.
are waiting for him, I think we'll get back, to the personal aspect. You have not told us, how did you find yourself in this position as the youth chairperson, for Kabwata constituency? And rather, how is your background, political background, in the UPND even before?
Even before, I think at college, I was also on the ward level. They had some leaders from the college where I was, so I was very much interested. I was part of the team that was under UPND, those the mobilizers at school. So it was just maybe I can say it wasn't really like we were maybe vying or looking for other positions. It was just maybe wanting President Hakainde Hichilema to be the president and seeing him there and just mobilizing for him so that we are massive in UPND. So from there, when I stopped, when I completed school, went to Kabwata, because that's where I've been staying, Kabwata constituency. It has since 2010, so to say. So
Mhm.
from there, I one time found a rally where people were just on the rally, and then I followed them. That was, it should be 2016, somewhere there. By then, I didn't have that position of the vice chairperson gender. So I started going to meetings. When there's a meeting, it was just for the sake of the party to be massive. Let's mobilize for the president so that he can win. So we kept on doing that. So that when they saw that this girl, she's like a German metal. Okay, so let's see, maybe try to get her and maybe uh, give her a position or maybe as a trustee. Yes. So from there, I started from there, that, and then it went to vice chairperson, the position which is voted for. What I did, I applied. You pay a certain fee, you apply. After applying, I was voted for as the vice chairperson gender. So since then, I've been applying on the same position and I've been returning it.
Okay, having heard that background, I'd like to find out from you. Are you just a person that is so much in love with the party, or are you really a politician?
I am a politician, yes. And again, one more thing that I forgot, Chaza. Also in young women in politics. That's Europe, and Center for Young Leaders in Africa. Yeah, so we started a cohort that was early this year, and we'll be finishing it in December, I think. Yeah, so they are also mentoring us to become good leaders.
Okay, I can see we have been joined by Himba. Himba, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza, and good evening, Gender One.
Evening, Himba.
If it's possible, you may turn on the camera so that we can see you, and go ahead with your question or contribution.
With permission, Chaza, may I switch off my camera as I am not in the right position to put on the camera, please?
You've been excused.
Thank you. Good evening once more, Gender One and Ballet's baby. It's nice to have you on the program.
Thank you, Himba. Evening.
Chaza, through you, I want to ask a different question. And this question is based on gender.
Please go ahead.
My question is, first I'm going to ask a first question, then I have a follow-up, Chaza. Gender One, is it wrong for men in politics to propose women within the party?
That's personal. Okay. So I don't know men proposing women from the same party.
Yeah.
Or even women proposing men from the same party.
Yes. But I want more on women because my main question is coming from there, Chaza. Okay. Is it wrong for men to actually, is it wrong for matured men to propose matured women within the party?
I think for me, I'll say it's very wrong.
It's very wrong. Okay. Because then my question was, why is it that we women, when you're like leaving the party, you'd want to say, no, as if it's a taboo or as if it's something wrong. Making it like it's a sin for a man in the party to propose this woman. Because personally, Gender One, I feel there's nothing wrong for a man to propose a woman within the party. I mean, worse if they're not married. And sometimes but it's on them to say no. But why is it that we women we like crying foul? Is it wrong? I submit.
Your reaction
so that question is for me or for Chaza?
Gender one, it's for you from the gender department, because it's our gender that likes complaining too much. And afterwards, that's when we like coming out in open. Yeah, even Savannah Nifuna. But see, is it wrong? It's normal. I mean, opposite gender one, react to that from the gender department.
Okay, it looks like today I'm going to be a marriage counselor, gender counselor the whole day. Yeah, so yes. So for me, I'm not married, but I'll answer it this way. If a person is genuinely in love with a person, they are from the same party. Genuinely, they are not just there to lie to that particular person. It's true or real love. I'm not a marriage counselor, though. Yes, they care. But for me, it's a no.
It's said that a politician can promise you heaven and give you hell. So maybe even these issues of relationships, maybe they are the same. Today, from the same party, this man proposes to that woman, promised heaven, and consequently given hell. It's typical of politicians.
I think maybe they are like old cars full of promises but no performance.
Now, gender one, I would like you to actually tell us, as you are representing people in your constituency, there's apparently some kind of, employment bonanza that is going on, and youths are out there, trying to have their certificates, certified. And along the way, they are facing the challenge of financing the certification of their certificates, because ECZ is charging them 100 kwacha per copy or something like that. And Teveta also is charging them 200 kwacha per copy or something like that. What is your representation of your people in your constituency as regards, this financial mantle that the youths are facing in pursuit of applying for, employment?
Just to add on that question, Chaza, before gender one comes in, let's also put into mind that these are people that are out of employment. They want to be employed, and then you charge them 100 kwacha and 200 kwachas respectively. And then you have somebody like Lance, Otranja Naremba GCE, carry 4. So you want to say 4 pay paper, 200, 200, 200. Meaning by the time you see Zayari 4 kuita certify in 800 kwacha. Just for me to apply to be either defense, ZNS or ZAF. Then after 800 kwacha na photocopying, at the end of the day, Swananisanke. What's the plight of the youth?
You say they are charging them 100 kwacha. I think they are charging them at once. They don't charge if they've got 10 copies. Provided you put everything together, they're going to charge you the same amount.
It's actually paper gender one.
Yeah, we've seen, requirements posted on social media. It's everywhere. It's actually saying paper, yes.
Okay, so if I'm not so sure how authentic that is, because I did the certification, I had one paper, so I don't know if that is authentic, the one where they are charging the paper 800 kwacha. So we are going to talk to Mr. President. We are going to write to him that you have to consider the people that are not working. They can't afford. They are applying so that they can start getting, they should start earning some income, some money. So we're going to talk to Mr. President on that. That's a concern.
Then the other question is that why not certifying a certificate and give it to you? Unlike later on in life, when you want to use it, you have it certified again.
I think on that one, it's the issue of authenticity. They would want to see a fresh date stamp in the certification.
I think
Yeah, because I was applying somewhere. I wanted to submit the old certification. It was certified, but it's old. They said we want a fresh one. So I think it's the issue of authenticity.
I totally
there
don't agree with that issue. I totally don't agree with that issue. I mean, today everything is digitalized, so certification, verification must be done even online. There must be even decentralization to that effect. You know, one cannot travel from far-flung areas just going to ECZ and have their certificate certified there. And even the duty to verify must be thrown to the would-be employers to verify that their applicants have actually, submitted something authentic. That's what I think.
You have a point there. Yeah, I think you have a point there. ECZ must have a portal whereby they can, maybe like the way ZRA is doing, when you apply for a TPIN, automatic, it's already signed. There is a signature there. I think they should also open a portal whereby when you just log in all your details and it's everything is there already. I think we'll put that one as a concern as well.
I have also seen a message from CJ saying government has put to a stop the verification or certification process. I've just heard it, from him. So your reaction to that, if they have put a stop, what's your reaction? Is it a good?
You can read the message again. Chaza, okay, you can read the message again.
The message says government has actually stopped that verification. So I think it's a certification there.
It has been halted?
Yes, the verification has been halted.
Actually stopped that verification. So verification has been stopped.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. If it has been stopped, it means that you wanted to speak to the president. Maybe the president has heard about it and has put a stop to it already.
Correct.
Okay, so on the personal questions, you have already tackled the aspect that you are not married, and you have marketed yourself already. And I'm sure the viewers out there are seeing you, because I once heard from somebody.
They'll be charged 200 cows.
200 cows. I think there is no mantle that can stop a man who has fallen in love.
Chaza, careful.
I mean, it's in common balance. You've heard it for yourself. So a wise man takes what he hear seriously and act on them. All right, I think we are now coming to the close of the program. Landa Sodala, I'm being careful with the name and even trying to choose. Should I say gender one, Sodala, and so on and so forth? It's been a great time with you here. We've had a nice time with you. We greatly appreciate your coming to Ubuntu channel, and we are looking forward even to having you even next time. Thank you so much for coming. Lance, I greatly appreciate you. Are always blending well. Perfectly. You are always blending well. It's been a pleasure. And the viewers out there, we greatly appreciate Himba, who joined us, CJ, who also sent some messages, plus others. I saw some messages popping up, but we didn't read them. Apologies for that, but we greatly appreciate. And even those people that have been viewing but have not sent in a message and so on and so forth, we greatly appreciate. This has been Meet Your Leaders. It comes your way every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central African Time. My name is Chaza, and together we are saying, God bless you all.